Hey guys, welcome to my South Jersey life. I am so freaking feeling this song right now. Gym Class Hero is the fighter, but it's being sung by someone else. Check that song out, because that is so how I'm feeling right now. Like, not even freaking kidding. But, oh my god. I have a freaking different demeanor to me today, don't I? Definitely, I'm a lot happier. Um, I don't know what to say other than God, if I chose some awesome freaking friends. I really fucking have. Well, little update. Okay, so obviously, if you look at the comments from yesterday on my video, a couple of people that I know personally have seen it, and then a couple of other people have contacted me. Nothing but good responses. Nothing but good responses. Like, you could tell this is a different day and age than when I grew up. Like, 20 years ago, you couldn't do shit like this. I. I don't know the last time I felt this good about, like, myself. I really don't. Like, just about myself personally. You know what I mean? Not about anybody else or, like, about life in general kind of thing. I just about being able to be me, that's all. By the way, I'm sure you guys could tell a little, like, persona change, obviously. A little bit of a wardrobe difference than my usual. Am I putting on some kind of show? No. Actually, I just found this in with my clothes one day. I'm pretty sure it probably belongs to my kid's mom, my son's mom. But I don't think she would mind. Fuck it. um, like, I honestly just feel comfortable on things like this, and it is what it is. Like, I gotta break other people in somehow. I obviously have known things myself for a very long time. It's everyone else that things are new to. So, like, and I know that I probably don't look that great. I know I really don't. Like, I am definitely in that awkward kind of stage. Like, I just wish I could disappear for a couple years or something, come back when I look much better. Like, some of the transition videos I have seen of people, the difference. Like I said, that's why I feel like I probably don't need half as much work as them, because this is me all natural. No makeup, no nothing. You know, it's just me. And even my chest almost looks like it has cleavage to it, even though it doesn't. Because, like, I actually have a condition where my chest goes inwards instead of, like, outwards or, like, level. That's why you can kind of see, like, my ribs and stuff. But hey, if it makes it look like I have cleavage a little bit, I don't fucking mind. But anyway, let's get to the reason I am making this video, and I am doing it for my awesome friends. My awesome fucking friends who I absolutely love so fucking much. Um I'm going to answer questions that hopefully will put things into perspective for people that just, aren't used to things and don't get things and feel too awkward to ask or don't want to offend anybody, kind of thing. Like, I want you guys to get things, like, I definitely want us to be on the same page. And the thing is, like, I'm gonna make this into a two-part like questionnaire thing that I'm answering. First part is going to be me reading questions off of some website I just found that are commonly asked that I definitely agree are questions that should be addressed because I have definitely heard them in the streets. And the second part are just going to be questions that I have heard in the streets myself and have thought were kind of either asshole-ish or things that like I definitely had an answer for but just didn't say at the time because like I didn't want people knowing about me or even questioning me. You know, obviously, like I said, I always toned up my masculinity. Like you tell I'm more myself, right? Like I'm definitely not putting on a show. Me putting on a show was how I was before. You know, that was a show. This is how I was like my whole childhood probably. Before I knew like that you can't be that way in the streets. Um all right. So, part 1 is going to be me reading these questions off of the website. Let me see. And this could go for either male to female, female to male. I'll just read the ones that could answer for either one to help them out too, you know? Like everybody should feel comfortable in their own skin and feel comfortable around their own friends and things like that should definitely be addressed. So you're actually a girl, or I mean, so you're actually a boy, like that. I guess referring to um, what's it called? Like what your original gender was, and like for example, they would ask me, so you're actually a boy? You know, if they were to see me all dressed up and then find out like if they were to hear my voice or because like I'm definitely not altering my voice at all. This is my natural voice. I am gonna work on it though because it needs work. It's kind of embarrassing. um yeah, right now I technically am, and on yeah, I mean like in technicality, yeah, scientifically yes, mentally, soul wise, no. If that makes sense. Um, if you haven't changed your name legally yet, then why do you want people to call you that? I almost said your people, but it says people to call you that. Um, well, why do you have a street name? Like, you know, why do you have a nickname? Why do some people get called by their middle name or something, or like their initials or whatever? You know, people use the name that they're comfortable using. Like, come on. That's actually a really stupid question. And, okay, yeah, before, like, this could definitely go for a question that people are going to ask, and I know it. So I'll address this right now and not just put in my part. Like, as far as my plans and my name, I figured I'm just gonna start out simple and have people like request that people just simply call me Jay, you know, because that's something that people already do pretty often, and you know, it won't be much of a change. Like, I'll get to what names I'm considering later on my part, all right, but that's where I'm gonna start out with my friends. That I just request that when you call me by my name, like you just call me Jay. Not much of a difference. Where do you go to the bathroom? Well, once I'm fully public with things, Like, obviously, definitely that's gonna change because I am not going to go into the men's room dressed up completely like a chick. Okay? That would just be kind of weird as much as going into the women's room dressed up like a dude. But, like, that's why it's called transition because you're going to transition a lot of things you do in your life to a different form. Like, um, which bathroom do you use currently? The male's room. I don't see that changing that soon at all. Let me grab my cigarette. Um, how do you go to the bathroom? Well, until fairly recently, just like, I mean, this already feels kind of weird to talk about because it's so new to me to be able to be open about it. But like, um, I've actually heard from a therapist that it's good. Sorry, I had to take my medication too. Something called gabapentin is for nerve medication and shit. But so yeah, it's not like I just took a narcotic on here. But so yeah, where was I? Um, oh yeah, how do you go to the bathroom? I heard from a therapist that you should practice, the concept of sitting down and everything as often as possible. Like get used to it if that is your long term plan. Like, especially if you plan on going in different bathrooms and stuff, obviously that's not quite going to work in the ladies' room. So I've recently tried to do that as often as I think of it, which is actually fairly often, because it's always been something in the back of my mind, like I said. And next one. Do you need me to go with you in the bathroom? That's actually not ignorant. That's more like it sounds like a protective kind of thing. No, I don't need protection. Do not need protection. I am a trained kickboxer. I have done a lot of fighting in the streets and a lot of fighting in my childhood at school and shit. Used to be suspended like every marking period because I got bullied a lot and I fought back a lot. Um, what's the next one? Oh, have you had the surgery? Should not ask somebody that. Like, unless you're very comfortable with them, they're very comfortable with you. Because I can see where I could make people uncomfortable. Obviously, me, no. Probably not going to happen anytime soon. I really don't see it happening anytime soon. Not that lucky. uh, sorry, I'm a slow reader. What's your birth name? Bam, Jason. But yeah, by the way, I'm not getting this tattoo removed. One, because my dad, who passed away, paid for it as my first tattoo ever. Because he had his name on his arm and stuff. So it's kind of sentimental. And also, my son's name is Jason, so why not keep my kid's name on me? Easy explanation to people that'll ask questions in the future. If if they don't know me and I don't want it to be awkward. Um, what do your parents think about that? They don't know yet. Oh my god, man. yeah, that one's gonna be still a challenge, and I'll get to that when I get to my part. Um, isn't that pretty sad for your parents? No, I really don't think so. I I hope they don't think so. Like my dad, he's looking down on me. I hope that he definitely doesn't think so, and I really hope my mom won't think so. You guys saw how I reacted in that video. If you saw that video from yesterday where I came out and everything, when I talked about if my mom isn't cool with things and how much it hurt, it I don't want to think about it again. Like I'm not, I'm trying not to get emotional. I didn't even I'm trying to keep my positive vibes going. Why couldn't you just ignore it? Because you can't ignore a way that you've always been. Like even if you try, like certain things like offend you that shouldn't even offend somebody, like unless they truly think that way. For example, people would be like, "Oh yeah, we're out here just us men," and things like that. And for me, it would feel like an awkward statement. Of course, I won't say nothing. I'd be like, mm. you know, or like if someone says something like, um, what should I think of? A statement that someone would say that would make me feel awkward. Like, oh yeah, you're acting like a girl, which I know is basically saying like you're acting weak or something. Oh god, my kids are coming up. I can hear them. Hold on. Pause time. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, yeah, my kids can't have them here in this very adult conversation. Not the kind of thing for an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old to hear. Where was it? Oh yeah, when people say like you're acting like a girl or something, I wouldn't be as offended as like them calling me weak basically or something, or like a sissy, or saying I'm acting feminine, as in me thinking like, why is being a girl like an offensive statement? Why is that an insult in the first place? To compare somebody to the other gender, like, I mean, it almost was like a compliment to me if they meant it in a different way. Like, I just, I've always felt differently about things. Like, why do you have to come out? Well, actually, that goes hand in hand with the last question because I couldn't ignore it no more. It's literally like, I mean, the last 6 months or so, I've probably lost like 40 or 50 pounds. Well, I've been having other health issues too. So, could be that. But I've been very depressed. Very, very depressed. And I've ignored it for many years. I prayed for it to stop for many years. But it got to a point where it was at like a boiling point, like kind of thing. And like, I just figure either I'm gonna be myself and start really living, or this might just kill me somehow. Like I said, I've even tried to kill myself in the past, and I am not proud of that. Like, I'll forever have a scar on my wrist. I don't know how much it shows on camera, but I needed 8 stitches from slicing my wrist very deeply. Had to go to the hospital immediately and everything. And like the only reason I was called into the hospital is because there was a whole trail of blood leading up to my room, and my family called the like hospital and everything with 911. Like, um, why couldn't you keep that part of you private and just live like a normal, like, whatever you're born as? I tried everything, and I mean everything, to do that. Not for myself, but for those I care about, so they wouldn't feel awkward, so they wouldn't feel wrong around me. So, to spare them, I took that weight on me, you know, to spare them that little bit of discomfort. That's why. Like, I couldn't keep it private no more. I don't lie to people that I care about that much, you know. I don't, like, I am so open about so many things that I felt like if I can't be open about this, I don't know what I can be. So are you like completely out? No, not completely, not to my family, and not quite on Facebook or nothing, you know. But as far as everybody else that I am very close to, yes. And it's been great. It's been fucking great. I mean, I feel like I am fucking glowing to an extent, the things that they said to me. How old were you when you decided? Let me ask a question for you. How old were you when you decided what you wanted to be? Honestly, like, I can remember even being in like preschool and feeling this way. So, it's no decision. It's not a decision. It's like when you ask someone, like, why are you gay? I'll ask you, like, why are you straight, you know? Or, like, if they ask me why I'm bi, because, like, that's what my, sexual orientation basically is. And I'll be like, well, why are you straight? Why are you gay? Whatever, whatever their thing is. Just to have them try and get me, you know? That's just what I'm into. So, are you, like, into, well, for either gender, like, in my case, it would be, like, boys now, you know? I just said that I've always been bi. I don't think that it's going to change that at all, because I love me getting with a girl, too. Like, and I really just don't see that changing. Like, I love getting with girls too much. Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna be like double gay or something. Do you have a boyfriend yet? Why do I need, like, in my case, it would be a boyfriend because I'm, transitioning to a female. So, like, why do I need to have a boyfriend? You know, just because I'm doing something don't mean my sexual orientation's gonna change. That's the thing that so many people make a mistake of. Like, just because you're changing your identity doesn't mean you're changing your sexual orientation. Those are two completely different topics. Like, that's apples and oranges, guys. Two different things altogether. Altogether. How does that work? I don't even get that question. I think they mean like how does it work with you being the other gender? Like, it's just, I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know the answer to that. Like, things are just the way they are. When you're born into a body, that's science, but your soul is something much deeper, and that's what makes you feel like what you should be, really. Your personality, your soul, what you want to feel like, want to be acknowledged like, you know? And that's, I don't know. That's a complicated question, actually. How do you know, in the sack, I'm guessing they're talking about? Well, I could see things changing a bit. Could see me playing a couple of different roles. I've already played a couple of different roles. I don't think y'all need to know all about it. You know, like, would you ask a straight person that any random day? Like, the same concept, pretty much. It's just flesh, it's pleasure. Everybody likes their own little kinky things and stuff like that. Everybody, some people like to play different roles at different times depending on the mood. And that'll probably be me. Like, oh God, I hear my kids again. They're into this and still a little bit. Just can't rest them hearing that, especially that. Woo! Um, one more. How are you ever going to make a family? Well, been there, done that. Oh, my kids are coming in. Okay, actually, that was my mom that was knocking at my door, and fortunately, that woman has horrible hearing, and fortunately, my door has a lock because like I had to change my shirt and everything real quick and adjust my hair and everything, and just put on my whole dude persona, kind of thing. Anyway, to answer that quickly, had a family already, been there, done that. My kids are great, so what more do I have to do with it? I don't really plan on having any more biological kids or nothing, so like I really don't feel like that's a thing that would be an issue for me at all, at all. That's that for the online questions. So, personal questions that I have had either asked to me already by like probably at least half of them by my son's mom, who doesn't mind asking awkward questions because me and her are very open friends with each other. And, by other people too. Or I've just heard them asked in the streets to other people and thought, like, this needs to be addressed kind of thing. Um, like, people have asked, I've been asked, like, exactly how far do you plan on doing things, like, well, I already said yesterday, um, as soon as I can get to be able to do any, as far as I can make it, so I can feel more and more comfortable in my own skin, like, that's as soon as I'm going to make it happen. Because now that I did the hardest part of, you know, bringing things to everyone's attention, now, like, I want to get to working on me, you know, and show myself the commitment that I deserve, like, because, like, I've always done things out of love for others my entire life. But one thing that I've always lacked is love for myself. And I feel like it's time to start loving myself too, along with them. Um, uh, just kind of twisting it around But my very close friend, who's like a brother to me, known him since we were like 5. And I don't just mean knowing him, like we actually been hanging out, went to each other's birthday parties as kids, everything. Um, he basically was like, "Is it cool if I say dude or bro or like, you know, things like that?" Well, for one thing, this guy is a very chill ass guy, so um, he's always used terms like that, like with pretty much everybody. And I told him, I was like, look, I won't be offended if you don't catch on as quickly as I want you to. Like at all. I made it very clear yesterday in the video. I just want acceptance. The end. That is my number one request. That is all I truly care about. I want nothing to change with my relationship with my friends and family because they are my everything, Like, they're all I got. And why would I want them to think any less of me than they currently do? Oh, the light turned off on the laptop, and that was kind of lighting my face up. But maybe I can put a little bit of air better. Kind of. So, anyway, yeah, I would not mind if it takes people a while to catch on to the whole pronoun game, or like use different terminology, or even use different names and stuff like that. I mean, I'm about to be 34 years old. So if I expect people to just forget almost 34 years of acting one way, that they thought that was just the way of things, then I'm just fooling myself. I'm some people probably would be offended, but not me. Not at all. Like, I just wanted acceptance. Um what else? Oh yeah, like I've heard this very often. Like like what are you, sick? Like, what's wrong with you? I've heard this asked to other people like a lot. Like, why you want to be a freak? Like, just be what you're naturally supposed to be. Um, it's more of a statement than a question, but people who feel this way about themselves are not sick. They're not. They're just literally, they have their personality as a person, their soul does not match the science of who they were born as. And technically, scientifically, everybody starts as a female in the womb and becomes a male later if they are a male. So maybe the whole process of going female to male in the womb just didn't quite completely work with me. I don't freaking know. But it's not a twisted thing, it's not a sick thing. Like I said yesterday, most of these people, like, are just as much good, caring people as anybody else. And sometimes even better because they definitely understand struggle. So they always tend to be caring and understanding people. And they're definitely smart, you know, definitely know what they want because, like, this brings me to another good question to answer. Like, how do you know for sure? I was asked this by my son's mom. Like, are you sure this is what you want? Because I don't want to see you unhappy. Like, I don't want to see you make a mistake that you'll regret later. Now, yes, some people do regret doing things because they rushed into them. But there, in my case, there definitely wasn't no rushing. If anything, I've held things in for too long. Like, I'm in my 30s here, so I've had 30 something years to think about it. 30 something years to make my mind up for sure. 30 something years to pray to not have this be on my mind. Yes, I'm 100% sure. 1000%. Um, there's no going back at this point, anyway. Well, technically, I didn't actually really change anything yet. But there's no going back on what I've told everyone that I have told. There's no going back on making these videos. And there's no going back in the closet, is basically what I meant. Like, I'm sure. Um, oh, yeah. The name thing. I did bring that up earlier. Like, what do I plan on doing with my name? I actually want to keep it something J oriented so that it makes it easy on everyone else and even myself in a way to like either call me Jay at first or whatever. I haven't quite decided. I had like probably at least three names that I'm really gravitating towards, and I haven't quite decided. It sucks because actually all my favorite female names do not start with the letter J. Maybe middle name though for one of those ones. I actually would really like to go with something Italian, but I didn't really see any Italian J names that I like either. They're all starting with other letters. Um, really can't think of any other questions at this time that people would have for me because I haven't been asked too many questions. I mean, I just told pretty much everybody yesterday, and before that, I only told a couple of people. So I haven't been asked enough questions yet, but I hope that sheds some perspective on things. Like, um, I really can't think of anything else. It's just, I can tell you, like, when you're sure, you're sure. Like, do not doubt people when they really say they're sure because they know. They know who they are, especially at my age. And I mean, I grew up doing a lot of things that most boys wouldn't be into. Even in my adulthood, I acted a lot of ways that, a lot of people have always accused me of being fucking gay, and it's so annoying. Ugh, fucking can't stand that. That's another thing. Like, the people ask the question of, are you gay and shit. Like I said, sexual orientation and identity are like apples and oranges. They do not link. I can see why they kind of think it's the same thing, because gay dudes can tend to act very similar. But there is a very big difference. They just sound alike. Because, you can only alter your voice so much. Or some people like me who have not even really altered their voice yet, but their personality does not fit their vocal cords. It just tends to come out sounding gay, I guess. um, I'm trying to cover everything I could think of to help people out, to help my people out that have a lot of questions. And Because, like, the thing is, oh, yeah, actually, this is something I seen in Grey's Anatomy that's, like, a good statement that should be addressed. Because, like, it was in season 11, episode 12. It's called The Great Pretender, where Dr. Ben Warren finds out that his brother, who is like 35 years old, very similar age to me, is in the process of transitioning. When his brother ends up hospitalized, and it comes out because, like, the tests and stuff. So he is not judgmental of people with that lifestyle, but gets very offended anyway because he's like, I feel like you've been lying to me your whole lives. Feel like I don't even know you. Like, it's not lying. All right, first of all, it is not knowing the person, because um oh yeah, and he was like, I've known since I was 5, and he's like, you don't know anything when you're 5. I wanted to be like something ridiculous when I was 5. But difference, again, when that feeling stays there and never leaves, you know. Believe me, you know. And yeah, the thing is, you do know the person. It's the same person, same soul. And they usually, in my case at least, would lie, or not lie, but hide this personal fact about themselves because they are truly ashamed of what they are. They're trying to fight it even. They don't want to disappoint their loved ones. They don't want to make their loved ones feel awkward to be around them. Like, as crazy as it might sound, they hide that for their loved ones more than themselves, because obviously, you know, they're pretending to be someone they're not just to make their loved ones feel more comfort around them. Like, I think that's an incredibly, like, hard thing to do. Extremely hard. Every day, every minute. You feel awkward a lot of moments yourself. You take the awkwardness that you don't want them to feel, and you feel it yourself, because then they're saying things that they don't even know is offending you, and it offends you. And like in the show, um the doctor was like, yeah, we're out here just us men, like I was saying earlier in the video. And you could see the brother is making this sad face and everything, like he's ashamed of himself. That is me. That's, I related to that guy so much. And yeah, we take that awkwardness into our own heart, and we spare our loved ones as long as we can hold on to that, you know, until we are ready to burst, because we don't want them to feel awkward just for being in our lives. Um, I think that that's about all I can really cover. I definitely made this video long enough, and I hope that it has opened up your eyes just a little bit, at least on how I feel about things. Like, I really want you guys to know that I may be acting differently, dressing differently, doing like more openly with my mannerisms, and like, oh God, I hear my kid again. I get nervous, man. Like, I'm doing that just because, like, now that it's all out there, like, why not? You know, I've actually always done these things in private anyway, to be honest. Like, over the years, on and off. Um, And now that I can just be myself, well, you know, sorry I had to pause again because my kid was outside. But yeah, so that's not me trying to be a show off or anything like that. Not me trying to act like someone I'm not. Like I said, me acting like someone I'm not was before. That's why I went from style to style, location to location, trying to do all kinds of different things to make myself feel happy, change my settings, feel more comfortable. But I could do every style I wanted, I could be in any setting I wanted, and still felt out of place. It was like, this is the only way I really felt comfortable, you know? And I don't know, even as a kid, I used to wear like incredibly long shirts to bed with like really tight underwear and stuff. And um, I would sort of just pretend it was like, like a skirt and stuff. And I did that for the longest time. And cause like I like that loose feeling of a skirt and shit. Like, is that, I know that's sounding wrong, especially coming from a person that looks like a dude still and everything. But it's just, you know, what you see in yourself, what you feel in yourself. Um, you know, I've always been the same person, always had the same heart. That's all that really matters, you know. Like, I've obviously changed my style before. This is just another case of me changing my style up. Think of it that way, guys, if nothing else. So, obviously, you don't acknowledge if someone, doesn't things. Think of it like, and as far as surgeries and things like that in the future, when things really start to change, think of it like when a girl gets a boob job or a guy gets a vasectomy or something like that, you know? Like, do you get on them for it? Do you think any differently of them for it? No, usually you'll like congratulate them or just tell them good for you, whatever. And that's basically all I want, you know? And it's my only real goal. Like, I actually feel like I can't wait to just truly feel comfortable in my own skin. Like, it's been so long overdue. This is why, like, I've actually told many other people on other channels through the last several months as I've been building up the courage to do this. Do not wait your whole life. Don't wait until you're 30, 40, 50, 60. If you know when you're young, save yourself all that pain. Right? Because it only gets worse. It eats you like a freaking cancer. And good people don't deserve that. They shouldn't. They shouldn't have to hate themselves just for being a little bit different than what society says you're supposed to do the role of. Just because of what they do in the bedroom with their partner or something like that. That is no reason to think any less of somebody. It's not like they're a child predator or something. And some people really treat them almost like they're that bad. I've really seen some horrible comments, you know? actually, like, a good question I seen someone ask that was very ignorant. How will you face your God? They didn't ask me that, but they asked someone else. Well, you know what? My God, my God is a forgiving, loving God. My God doesn't want to see me suffering so much. My God knows that I got a good heart and that I've definitely paid my dues in life. My God has spared me from the brink of death more times than I can count, in more situations that I can count. A car accident that broke my pelvic bone, that broke my wrist, that broke my finger, that gave me a horrible concussion, a liver contusion, and all kinds of other crap wrong with my body in one day. You know, the addictions I got into, being in the hospital and out, puking up blood, feeling like I would rather be dead than feeling like that. Me trying to kill myself because I hated myself that freaking much. Now, God would probably judge me for that. But instead of killing myself, I'm just gonna beat myself. Because I know that'll make me not want to kill myself. And I think God would rather me take the path of beating myself than killing myself. And some people say this is what God made you. No, this is what science and my parents getting in the sack together made me. God wouldn't have gave me a soul that feels this way if he wasn't okay with it, or she, whatever. That's what I think of the subject of religion on this. Um, yeah, this video is almost an hour long. So I hope that helps put things into perspective better for you guys. And God, I really do need to get a better wardrobe. I'll tell you that much, because purple isn't quite my color. You know, more of a like neon green type person or something. Or like, you know, I've always been punk rock goth kind of thing too. So I'll get to it. I'll get to it. But once again, thank you guys so fucking much. Y'all can tell I'm a lot happier. Y'all did that for me. That was you guys that put that smile on my face. So thanks. Like, it means the world and then some to me. It really does. But also thank you for watching this long ass video if you've sat through the whole freaking thing. I really hope I explained things good enough. I pray that I did. If I missed anything, drop me a comment. I will get on that within minutes if I am around my phone. If not, I will get on it within hours for sure. So, any questions, do not feel awkward to ask. I will not get offended. As long as your heart has good intentions and you just want to understand things and you're not trying to be offensive, ask away. I am an open book at this point. So, I'm going to cut this video out. Go and spend some time with my little boys and, you know, call it a night. I freaking love you guys so much for making me feel good about myself. And as usual, peace out. Have a good night and be safe. Alright? Talk to you guys soon.